Okay, it's Mike again at Older Religion Dystopia. Adventures Beyond the Body, How to Experience Out-of-Body Travel by William Bowman. Still in Chapter 5. Before we get going, something that I've been discovering and researching about, and not fully there yet, is full understanding of Arconics, something like that. It's a website and a YouTube channel. He's got some interesting stuff. He's an interesting fellow. Something you might be interested in. So once again, it's Arconics, something like that, and something to look into, especially when it comes to a fuller understanding of our history and what we might be dealing with. That unfortunately, organized religion and doesn't offer much as far as answers. This guy sounds like he spent a lot of time in books and reading and researching, and his understanding is quite fascinating. My book, The Mysteries and Phenomenon of the Ancient and Modern World, and Explained in the Simulation Theory, Artificial Intelligence X, a control system that alters timelines, initiates purges of knowledge and resets civilization when they venture too far. Phoenix, every 138 years, undoes the damage artificial intelligence X has caused in the loss of historical integrity, mankind's ability to keep a calendar. Benefactor Protocol, a Great Pyramid of Giza, and the artifact machine of the benefactor designed to collapse artificial intelligence X and afterwards stop the Phoenix phenomenon. We come to the dying world between Sol and Nemesis star. It goes on and on. So, yeah, some interesting stuff. He's got an interesting take on it. His take is just as valuable as anybody else's. So, I'm trying to understand the prison that we are in. So there we go. We have a little something to look at besides pieces of paper, or pages, I should say. We are now on page 154 of this book, Adventures Beyond the Body, How to Experience Out-of-Body Travel. There's been a lot of New Age influence to this guy, so that's something to be concerned about in my book, at least. 4 steps to success. The first step to success and self-controlled out-of-body experience is to remain mentally and emotionally calm as you begin to recognize any form of movement or shift in your awareness. Your ability to remain calm is essential for achieving and maintaining any degree of control when out of body. The initial sensations associated with out-of-body experiences can be startling to the beginner. This is especially true if you are unprepared for the experience. Many times this excitement is caused by the intense sensations and sounds that may occur just before and during separation. Some people become so excited and startled by these inner sounds and sensations that they immediately think of their physical body. This causes an instant snapback into the physical. The key is to welcome the unusual vibrations and sounds and to remain as calm as possible. The second step is to incorporate the habit of automatic self-control. Whenever you experience a sensation or sounds associated with out-of-body exploration, immediately begin to encourage these feelings and sounds to expand throughout your being. For example, if you experience an intense buzzing of sound, an unusual vibrational feeling, immediately begin to encourage the sensation or sound to spread. Focus your complete attention on the enjoyment of your new higher vibratory rate. Then mentally encourage the vibratory sensations and sounds to immerse your entire being. Third step is to direct yourself away from your physical body. This is essentially accomplished by a verbal or mental internal dialogue that directs and maintains you away from your physical body. For example, I am floating up, or I am becoming lighter, or I now moving to my living room or backyard or another location away from your body. Any phrase that directs and separates you and from your physical body will be effective. Remember not to think of or mention your physical body in any way, shape, or form. Even random thoughts directed to your physical body can cause an abrupt return. Fourth step is to maintain your focus entirely away from your physical body. The easiest way to achieve this is to temporarily forget about your body and become completely involved in the new environment you are experiencing. The success and duration of your out-of-body experience will depend utterly upon your focus of attention. Thoughts and feelings related to your physical body will instantly snap you back into it. Always remember, we are powerful non-physical beings currently inhabiting a temporary vehicle of flesh. Our ability to control our out-of-body experiences is a natural part of our personal development. Each experience is an exciting adventure of discovery. In fact, we are exploring and discovering our true identity and home. Recognizing and responding to vibrational state. So let's try this again. Recognizing and responding to the vibrational state. Internal vibrations and sounds often indicate an approaching non-physical experience. I refer to the inner sounds and vibrations as the vibrational state. These vibrations commonly begin at the back of the neck and then spread rapidly through the entire body. They are often accompanied by numbness and buzzing and humming sound. Shit, this sounds like my MS. According to an extensive national out-of-body study conducted by Dr. Stuart Timlow in 1979, 55% of the 339 participants reported, quote, a sense of energy, end quote, during their out-of-body experiences. In addition, 50% stated that they felt vibrations in their bodies, and 38% of that they had heard noises in the early stages of their experience. The most commonly reported noises were buzzings, 29%, roaring, 19%, and music or singing, 16%. In the beginning, it's helpful to notice any inner signals you experience during sleep or dreams, and as you are waking, pay close attention to any unusual vibratory feelings or sounds, even if they are subtle. Many people routinely experience vibrational sensations and sounds, but disregard them as dream-related or as unexplained physical phenomena. Your recognition of and response to these sensations and sounds will many times determine how successful your separation process becomes. Some people are so startled by the sensations and sounds that they think of their physical body. This causes an instant return to the physical. Your positive reaction to the initial sensations and sounds associated with out-of-body exploration will help you take advantage of every opportunity to separate from your physical body and experience an ultimate adventure. The more knowledgeable and prepared you are, the more successful you are likely to be. Recognizing and responding to the vibrational state is an important step in your preparation. The following list may help you identify the inner signals associated with the initial phases of an out-of-body experience. Buzzing, humming, or roaring sounds. Unusual tingling or energy sensations. Voices, laughter, or your name being called out. Heaviness or sinking, numbness or paralysis in any part of your body. Weightlessness and spreading lightness. Any internal vibrations out of the norm, electrical like sense of energy, footsteps, or other sounds of a person's presence. Damn, this sounds like so many of these the Bigfoot experiences, right? Poltergeist experience, interacting with the spirit realm. Internal rocking, spinning, and movement of any kind, arm and legs lifting while you are asleep, surging of energy flowing through your body, the noise, any noise out of the norm, wind, energy, engine, music, bells, and so on. Well, this stuff, so I mean, you could put possession in this. You could be experienced with poltergeist and spirits with this. Bigfoot. Yeah. Currently, several theories address the cause of. You remember that page, 157. Currently, several theories address the cause of the nature of vibrations associated with out-of-body experiences. Based on my experience, I believe that the vibrations are the direct result of the high frequency and non-physical body separating from moving out of phase with the physical body. I've reached this conclusion because the intensity of the vibrations diminishes immediately after complete separation is achieved. The way we respond to these initial vibrations will often determine how effective we separate from the physical body. The following are some basic guidelines for responding to the vibrational state. 1. Remain calm. The vibration, sounds, numbness, and catalepsy are a normal experience. 2. Allow and encourage the vibrations to spread through your entire body. Remember not to move or think about your physical body. Any physical movement will shut down the vibrational process. 3. As you allow the vibrations to expand, visualize yourself moving away from your physical body towards another area in your home. Vibrations, can be enhanced by mentally directing yourself with a repeated thought. Quote, now I move to the door or another location away from your body, end of quote. For after complete separation is obtained, the vibration will immediately diminish. At this point, it's important to focus and maintain your complete attention away from your physical body. So some people on TikTok and whether it's fake or not is another thing. They could fake it. It probably wouldn't be that difficult. To say they're filming themselves doing this stuff and having spiritual warfare with some pretty crazy things, like witches and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's true or not. I have found that being knowledgeable about the vibrational state, recognizing it, and responding positively to it is one of the keys to controlling out-of-body exploration. During the first year of my out-of-body experiences, I was often startled and sometimes even scared by the intensity of the vibrational state. As I look back, I realize that I learned the hard way. In the 70s, little information was available on the subject, and what was written scarcely mentioned the topic of vibrations and sounds. After repeatedly experiencing vibrations and buzzing sounds while sleeping, dreaming, and doing out of body techniques, I began to realize that these strange vibrations were a natural prelude to the out of body experience. These unusual vibrations and sounds were one of the best early indications that I was ready to separate from my body. After several experiences, I started to enjoy the vibrations and even began looking forward to them. In retrospect, I realized that my attitude towards the vibrational state had a major impact on my ability to initiate and control my out of body experiences. As my anxiety concerning the vibrations and sounds slowly turned to anticipation, my personal ability increased substantially. Eventually, I got to the point where the vibrational state was a welcome friend that heralded the beginning of an exciting adventure. After more than a year of struggle, I finally felt comfortable with the entire process. From that moment, whenever I felt or heard initial internal sounds, vibrations, voices, or any form of energy sensations out of the norm, I would immediately encourage the vibrations or sounds to expand. Then I would visualize myself moving away from my physical body and towards the bedroom door. This combination was remarkably successful. I began to recognize vibrations and sounds during sleep, in dreams, and during meditation. The intensity of the vibrations and the sounds varied. Sometimes they were subtle, or at other times overpowering. I also found that if I experienced mild vibrations, I could focus on them and encourage them to expand and spread throughout my body. For example, on one occasion I woke in the middle of the night with a slight vibration at the back of my neck. Well, I feel that all the time. Does that mean my... I don't know what that means. You can just imagine. I closed my eyes and completely relaxed. And by the way, I felt this long before I read this book, and focused on vibration and encouraging the sensation to grow and move from the back of my neck to the entire body. Slowly, the vibration seemed to travel down my spine and then outward, enveloping my trunk and limbs. After what seemed to be several minutes, the vibrations hit their peak, and I simply wheeled myself out of body by picturing myself moving to my bedroom door. Within seconds, I was standing at the bedroom door and ready to explore. This process is completely natural and extremely enjoyable when you become accustomed to it. In addition, your newfound control and understanding of the vibrational state give you an expanding ability to take advantage of every possible opportunity to explore out of body. Always remember the sensations and sounds of the vibrational state are an important reference point that can go a long way towards enhancing your ability to have controlled out of body experiences. The holographic state, not the holographic. Where did I get that from? I know it's because of the hypnagogic state. Holographic. The hypnagogic state. Every day we experience a state of consciousness similar to a twilight between sleep and full waking awareness. This transition is often referred to as the hypnagogic state. As we drift off to sleep, we normally experience this as a brief but conscious dream-like state similar to hypnosis. The hypnagogic state is a highly creative state of awareness in which our mental imaginative imagery is clear and present, much like a changing movie in our mind. While in this state, we have the ability to exert a degree of conscious control and can actually use our internal imaginary imagery for specific purposes. For many people, this state is an excellent springboard for our out-of-body experiences. Creative artists and inventors have used the hypnagogic state to further their work. For example, Thomas Edison was well known for his daily catnaps. He developed a technique for maintaining his hypnagogic state while working on his many inventions. Sitting in a favorite chair, he would use a form of meditation and relaxation to enter the hypnagogic state. To control this delicate state between sleep and wakefulness, Edison would hold some ball near to his closed hand. Edison would hold some ball bearing, in his closed hand, palm down, as his hand rests on the arm of the chair. Directly beneath his hand, he placed a metal bowl. If he drift off to sleep, his hand would open and the ball bearings would fall into the metal bowl and awaken him. It's reported that he would repeat this technique, that's interesting, over and over again until he received the inspiration and information he sought. Now that's very interesting for many ways. Get some ball bearings and a metal ball, take a nap in a chair, and do what he's saying, right? Drop it in the metal ball, wake you up, and do it again, I guess, until he gets to that hypnagogic state of creativity. Since the hypnagogic state is very similar to deep hypnosis, it can be used effectively to program ourselves for a immediate and future out-of-body experience. From now on, as you fall asleep and awake and begin to notice the transitional state you pass through every night. For many people, this is especially evident in the last minutes of waking awareness as they drift into sleep. The following technique can be used both when going to sleep and when just awakening. Consciously begin to recognize the hypnagogic state immediately before drifting off to sleep. To increase your awareness of the state, it may help to make a vibrational and written request or goal. I remain aware as I drift to sleep. In quotes. As you drift into sleep, focus your complete attention on the mental imagery that seems to flow in your mind. As much as possible, begin to consciously arrange and control the changing mental images and scenes that appear. Picture yourself floating up and out of the body. This could be visualized as a hot air balloon, an airplane, or an elevator moving up, or you could picture yourself as a floating cloud. Whatever is comfortable and easy to picture in your mind will work. Flow with the sensations and pictures in your mind. Have fun with the visualization and allow your imagination to take off. As you remain focused upon the internal imagery, repeat yourself, quote, now I am out of body, end quote. Now I am out of body. Now I am out of body. Now I am out of body. The result of this technique is identical to other out-of-body methods. You will either fall asleep, awaken in the vibrational state or awaken floating above or near your body. The key is to remain calm and direct and maintain complete attention away from your physical body. At first glance, this technique may appear difficult, but in practice, it's simply a matter of remaining aware as long as possible as we slowly drift into sleep. Our natural ability to recognize and direct our consciousness is limited by only our preconceptions. Many of us have never attempted to extend our awareness beyond waking consciousness. As sleep approaches, we simply surrender to its sensations and slowly lose consciousness. I hope that from now on, as you drift off to sleep, you will view the process of, quote, falling to sleep, in a different light. As you experiment with the hypogogic state, hypogogic state, you'll find that it becomes preferable to direct your attention instead of just allowing your mind to fade into unconsciousness. In addition, as you begin to pay close attention to the imagery you see, you will gain some interesting new perspectives into yourself, your motivations, passions, fears, and abilities. When recognized and used properly, the hypogogic state can be a powerful and creative tool for extending your perceptions beyond your physical limits. Just as Edison used this state of consciousness to obtain inspiration for his many inventions, we can use it to expand our awareness beyond the physical. The following visualizations can be effective for individuals or groups. In my classes, it is often used as a relaxation and preparation before out-of-body techniques. Preparation techniques. Take several deep breaths and completely relax. Close your eyes and begin to visualize the top of your head opening and a stream of shimmering white liquid energy flowing into the top of your head. The liquid feels warm and soothing as it slowly flows through the top of your head and past your forehead, eyes, and mouth. Completely relax and feel all the tensions release into the warm, shimmering liquid. Feel the liquid absorb your attentions and your fears. Feel the warm liquid slowly flow through your head and down your throat. Feel this warm energy flow through your heart and spread throughout your body. Feel its warmth and energy as it flows down your back. Feel it absorbing your tensions and pains and fears and your limits as it fills every part of your arms and legs. Feel your entire body filled with this wonderful white liquid energy. Feel every cell and every tissue, organ, and muscle bathe in warm white liquid. Now feel the liquid energy become even warmer. Feel it vibrate and become a liquid sponge, a liquid magnet. Feel it begin to attract and absorb your negative vibrations. Feel it absorb your feelings of fear and anger. Feel it absorb all the attachments to your body. Vividly feel all your fears, anxieties, limits, and angers being absorbed into the warm, vibrating liquid energy. Feel the flow. Feel it draw your negative vibrations from your body, your emotions, your mind, and feel it at every level of your being. See and feel the glowing warm liquid begin to darken as it absorbs all of your negative vibrations. Feel every cell and every tissue and organ and every energy system in your body releasing its impurities and releasing its negative programming and releasing its limits and fears. Vividly feel all your negative vibrations let go and release their energy into the warm white liquid flowing through you. Feel this at every level, every level of your being. Feel your emotional walls dissolve. Feel your attachments to your ego and your body begin to release to the warm liquid energy. As your negative energies are released into the warm liquid, see the liquid become darker and darker. Feel it draw the impurities from your body and your emotions and your mind. Feel all your impurities released to the liquid. Now visualize and valves at the base of your heels and your palms and your hands. Slowly open the valves and let the warm brown liquid begin to flow out of your body. Feel all your negative emotions and your fears and your limits draining out and away from your body. Vividly see and feel your negative emotions and vibrations completely drain from your body. Feel every part of your inner being and your inner self become cleaner and clearer as your negative energies and thoughts flow from your body. As clearly as possible, see and feel your individual fears, limits, and negative energies released from your physical, your emotional, and your intellectual body. Feel all your negative energies flowing out through your heels and hands. Clearly see all your anxieties, limits, and attachments flowing from your body. Feel how good it is to be purified of your negative energies. You have never had a complete inner cleansing before, and you'll feel totally fresh and pure. You feel light as a feather, free from the dense negative limits and thoughts that hold you to matter. And really acknowledge that all your negative energies are flushed forever from your body, flushed forever from your physical, emotional, and intellectual body. Feel the pure power of this cleansing as your body and your mind are recognized and completely purified of all negative programming, limits, and fears. Absolutely know that all your negative energies are washed away forever. Deep down, feel your vibration rate increase. Feel how light and airy you are. Feel the joy as you experience your new higher vibration, your higher self. Relax and enjoy your finer vibrations as you grow lighter and lighter and lighter. Feel yourself become light as a feather, just floating and floating effortlessly as a light, as a cloud floating up and away from your body. Okay. Separation. Much of the current literature on out-of-body experiences indicates that we automatically float or lift out of our bodies like some form of magic. Based on my experience and information obtained from more than 200 people, I believe that this perception is inaccurate. It's quite common to enter the vibrational state but not separate from the body. This occasionally happens even to experienced out-of-body explorers. It is unclear why, during the vibrational phase, we sometimes cannot or will not separate from the physical body. Any number of reasons could be mentioned. Energy and psychological attachments to the physical, fear, vibrational misalignment, or simply a lack of information concerning how to react to the experience. And God could be in there too, by the way, or spirits, or something else doesn't want you to do it, right? I believe that the last named is by far the most common reason. Hey, that was that would be simply lack of information. That's what he's saying concerning how to react to the experience. Not about God. He doesn't bring that up. There are a number of things you can do to resolve this situation. First, focus and maintain your thoughts and imagination upon the sensation of moving away from your body. Visualize or will yourself away from your body. Second, if necessary, ask to detach completely from the physical. For example, quote, now I move to the door, end quote. Third, if this fails, simply ask for assistance. Quote, I request help to leave my body, end quote. Yeah, so you're not doing this really alone, huh? When requesting assistance, it's important that you completely open to receive what you request. The subject of separation vibrational state is of critical importance and deserving of more emphasis than parapsychologists and writers have given it up to now. Considering its importance, it should not be overlooked. Separation methods. 1. Floating out. Since the inner energy body is weightless by physical standards, it is normally quite easy to just float away from your physical body. This separation method appears to be the most widely used. The key is to focus on the sensation of floating and allowing yourself to drift up and away from your body. 2. Sit up and out. This method is similar to the floating technique, except that we simply sit up and then step away from our physical body. It is a primary method used during the first 10 years of my out-of-body experiences. Because of the method's physical-like qualities, it is generally easier to control than the floating or direct method. This type of separation is often heralded by the vibrational state. I believe the relatively slow withdrawal from the physical body. It's a lot of saying the body, right? Experienced with this method creates an intense vibration and sound so often reported. 3. Rolling out. This method is extremely effective after you recognize the vibrational state. You simply do a sideways roll. As weird as this may sound, it gets to be fun. Several people have told me that they roll out of the physical bed and fell to the floor laughing to themselves. This method is used effectively by many people. Author Robert Monroe states that in his book Far Journeys that he often used a rolling technique when separated from his first energy body and moving to his second energy body. 4. Requesting separation. When we enter the vibrational state, simply ask to separate. Quote, I separate now, end quote. Or, quote, I move to the next room, end quote. After firm request that directs you away from your physical body will be effective. As in all non-physical requests, make it a firm demand for immediate action. Always remember to maintain your complete attention away from your physical body. Any thought or word relating to your body will instantly return you to it. Well, we sure are saying body a lot, that's for sure. 5. Pulling yourself out. This can be achieved by reaching out your non-physical arms and grabbing any large object, then literally pulling the rest of your energy self out of your physical body. This method can get interesting because you quickly learn that your inner energy body does not share the limits of your physical body. In other words, your energy body has the ability to conform to our thoughts. I accidentally discovered this about 10 years ago when I entered the vibrational state while sleeping in a canopy bed. Stretching out my energy arm out in front of me, I spontaneously decided to try an experiment and attempted to grab the top of the bed. To my surprise, my arm stretched over 5 feet, and I took hold of. This is stretched over 5 feet. Someone else does that too. And I had hold of the top of the bed. At this point, I pulled my entire non-physical body out of my physical body. After standing, I stared at my hand, and it had returned to its normal physical size. Amazed, I recognized that my non-physical arm, shape, and form completely depended on my thoughts. This realization is important because it allows us to expand our ability in several creative ways. Direct method, number 6, direct method. Commonly called direct or instantaneous projection. This technique is more advanced than others. Often you find yourself fully conscious in a completely new environment. This sudden transition from lying in bed to standing or floating in a direct location can be startling if you are unprepared. Generally, there is little or no sense of movement, just an instant visualization of awakening in a completely new location or environment. This type of separation is often reported during dream conversations. It is the preferred method of many experienced out-of-body explorers. 7. Requesting assistance. Sometimes for reasons unknown, separation can become more difficult. Several years ago, when I was experiencing some difficulty, I found a simple way to resolve it. I entered the vibrational state and was ready to lift out. But for some reason, my energy body felt attached and heavy. Out of desperation, I reached out my arm and vibrational and asked for help. Within seconds, I felt the grasp of a hand pulling me out of my body. The feel of the hand was surprisingly solid and real. When I felt my physical body, I eagerly looked around but could see no one. During my workshops, several people have related similar stories of assistance. Because of this and other evidence, I believe that it is likely that every time we have a fully conscious out-of-body experience, someone close to us is observing our progress. The observer, whether it is a guide, friend, loved one, or something else for that matter, you wouldn't even know, would you, is ready to assist if needed. I'm certain that help is available to us as all the time, but it is up to us to request assistance. Without such a request, a spiritual friend or guide is normally not going to interfere with our developmental experiences. I also think that guides stay out of sight because they know that their visible presence would disrupt our natural progress, especially if they look like monsters that I've seen. I put that in there. Looking back, I wish I had asked for assistance more often. I probably would have progressed faster, but more important, I think I would have appreciated the fact that we're not alone during our exploration. An unmistakable feeling of comfort and security comes from knowing that we have assistance available at any time we ask for it. This knowledge helps us to successfully confront any fear or anxiety we may experience when exploring a new energy environment. I don't know how good that is. I would like to see a bit more detail about that because it seems like a great opportunity to turn into something pretty sloppy. Action. When we look back in our lives, and has procrastination ever carried you closer to a goal or achievement? Has inaction ever brought you increased success, accomplishment, or personal development? We are all creatures of habit. We repeat the same familiar thoughts and actions because they are familiar, unchanging, and considered safe. We simply follow our individual path of least resistance. For many of us, our tendency to remain the same has become a central element of our personal habits in our lives. Many of us consider change, and any change, a negative experience. It is clouded with suspicion and treated as a threat or as a threat to our established thought patterns and beliefs. The end result is often a continuation of our personal habit of inaction. We must eventually ask ourselves whether we are completely content to live our entire life following the same habits of thought and action. Are you content to accept blindly without verification the prevailing ideas and convictions of our society? Are you truly satisfied to settle for beliefs, hopes, and faith instead of a personal experience and knowledge? No, I am not. I just put that in there. Ask yourself, what would you believe in today if you had been born in Iran or Iraq? What religious and social convictions and conclusions would you hold dear? What beliefs would you die for? If you want answers to the mysteries of your life, then the time for action is now. Out-of-body exploration can provide the answers you seek. Depending on how much time I put in here. Did it again. Do it every time. Hit the wrong damn button. I think we have time for the making an hour. So what I'm going to do at the end of this is I'm going to shove in there. Oh God, what the guy? Whoever the dude, caveman something. I'm sorry, man, caveman something, whatever. You go by. Yeah, I subbed to your channel, and you brought me back to good old. What the hell is his name again? I've known him forever and a day. Roger and KC, which I've known for 6-7 years. And just look at an old video of the immense and innumerable levels of dimensions of spirits or whatever the hell they are. The clown show that we live in. That'd be worth listening, and is tying the fact that we are doing something spiritual. And so there should be some precaution in all this as well. I'm sure, especially when you have a guy that's got
it's Mike
on the book circuit, and he is trying to sell a book or product.
All right, I had to put the heater on.
And he has agendas outside of the truth. You must be aware of the fact that, not everything that you hear is necessarily for your personal benefit. Saying that, who knows? Out-of-body experiences clearly is what happened, and it's mentioned in the New Testament with Paul and John, the Revelator. And imagine Jesus had the same damn thing. So, how going about it? That's the biggest thing.
That the giants are bigger and scarier and far more plentiful than we might have first thought. Well, hi everybody. This is Roger in Kansas City, and this is a photo of the general area we'll be looking at today. I'm not going to show the exact area or disclose the exact area at this time, not because I'm a jerk, but because in the past I have encountered the pictures I'm looking at or the satellite photos I'm using have at a later time been scrubbed out and or deleted. So hopefully by not disclosing the exact area, whoever does this scrubbing won't scrub it out. But then again, they might know just by looking at the pictures where it is anyway. So this is a try, and I hope they're listening, and I'm sure they are. I'm not showing where it is, so there. And if you do scrub it out, I'm going to show everybody where it is anyway. So there. Okay, moving on. I was looking at some forested areas in this mountainous region, and I was just browsing around, and a few things caught my eye, but you can see this treed area I was looking at. Well, let me start expanding the area so you can get a little bit closer look. And the things that I thought were trees, they're not trees. And I know this is a little blurry, so bear with me. There'll be better pictures. But as you can see, they're not trees. These are humanoid figures. And the thing that caught my eye is that this guy in the middle. Leg, here's his arm, another arm, and head. Here we have this big guy back here also. And then you start to see these other shapes and forms. You see this kind of, see the guy there that looks like got an ant head. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. Let's go to the next picture. So the things that we were just looking at that look like trees, per Google measurements, they're between 50 to 60 feet tall. So we're looking at individuals here who are in the 50 to 60 foot range. But if you look, this is a tall person here, and you can plainly see that's a humanoid of some sort. And but there's also shorter there's shorter giants out there, probably in the 20 to 30 foot range, and we'll see later on, maybe in another video, the little guys are in the 18 to 20 foot range. One interesting fact that I'd like to point out is they have clothing. So there's that. And I'm honestly still a little freaked out over this. I found it about a little over a week ago, and I've been working on this. So let's go to the next picture. This next picture is, I just thought it was interesting, and all of these are in the same area at the moment. But you can see what appears, we have a giant kissing his girlfriend right here, and I just thought that was interesting. We have these other tall figures here and here. I know I'm not showing much to determine the size on this, but if I do, I risk losing access to this area in the future, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Let's go to the next picture. This next photo, we have these giants. One appears to be in a seated position talking to this giant right here. We have smaller giants standing off here to the left. Some are larger than others. A smaller individual here. Is that a baby sitting on its mom's lap? Is that dad right there? Well, another thing is some giants have a very human look, and other ones have a very, well, not human, not alien, but more of a monster type of look. And I hope I'm not insulting these people. I'm sure they're very attractive to others of their type, but they're kind of scary looking. So I think this is a decent picture. Mind you, I'm dragging these photos out of the dark, and they're satellite photos. Next picture. This is very interesting. It looks like a bunch of arms up in the air at first, but it is not. These are individuals, all standing throughout. Here's a big scary guy. And what I first thought was his arm. Well, these are headdresses. And you see this guy here? He's wearing like this big hat. They're all wearing these big, well, they're not hats. They're attachments of some sort. Like this guy here. He's got this big ornate thing on his head. It is what it is. I don't know what I'm really trying to figure out how to present this, but I'm presenting it nonetheless. And there they are. And these characters here, the biggest one here is probably in the 60-foot range, and you can kind of determine how tall everyone else is after that. Next picture. Some of the photos are very grainy, and again, they're blurry, so you need to, I would suggest that you stop the video while it's playing, so you can let your eyes adjust to the photograph. But I put this here because you can plainly see individual figures in the photo. We see a large figure here, and this Moses-looking guy. He's got like this white hair and beard, and he's got his hand up here, and he's holding up something in his hand. And it's very typical. There's always a lot going on with these individuals, come to find out. Let's go to the next picture. There's a little more daylight in this photo. Something that is kind of pronounced in the lighter pictures or daylight pictures is there's a very white and red coloration to these individuals. We have this guy in the center. We have this lady over here. We have some big guys in the background, and more people throughout. It's very interesting. I thought this was a very interesting photo. This is some of the guys I've opened it with. I'm pretty sure they're going to be on the thumbnail. There are bigger. The bigger they are, the scarier they are normally. Some look kind of normal, but this is typically, you get this kind of zombie monster guy looking thing. And are they grabbing this person, and is that person screaming, or are they having a good time in their giant mosh pit? I do not know. But again, we have people in the background, and there you are. That is interesting. Those are giants. Next picture. I remarked earlier that some look more human and less monster-like. Well, this is one of them, if you want to call that more human. And you can kind of make this out, but this is a guy. There's his forehead, there's his eyes. He kind of has this receding hairline, looks like a mustache, but then you get these odd creatures all around. More odd figures in the back. Next picture. I zoomed out in this area just a little bit, in the area that looked like trees, and I saw what appears to be a large statue. And I did a measurement on this, and from this base that you can see the statue sitting on to the top of his head, it's about 178 feet. Let's go to a close-up of that. This close-up came out pretty good. Obviously it's a man. He looks kind of like a king. That might be a crown on his head. He definitely has a beard and mustache, and is wearing this clothing. And let's go to the next picture. This next photo is extremely interesting. This is nearby where the giants are located. We can see some larger figures back here, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these, what appear to be ships, off to the right center of the page here. Make it a little bit bigger. But as you can see, that looks like something a person or humans or humanoids could fly in. And I want to show you a couple more. This is a good example of how they can camouflage their vessels. I think they do have a camel pattern on them, but they also have a very organic shape to them, and they can blend in, especially to mountainous, rocky areas. And I'm going to leave off with a good one for last. This is the last photo for this video, and as you can see, we have this what appears to be a very long vessel of some sort. I think it's a spaceship. That's exactly what I think it is. According to Google Earth, the length of this is 400 feet long, so that's pretty long. And believe me, there are longer ships out there that I have run into in this area. There's a smaller vessel here. So I'm going to leave off for now. I would like to say there's so much, it's overwhelming, because I keep thinking, well, that's got to be it. The region we're looking at is a home base. I personally think Antarctica is the main place, because you can't see anything there, and they got it all just scrubbed out. But I don't think they thought anybody would look where I'm looking, and or there are people who don't know this is there as well. This is there. Okay, sock it to me on the comments. I hope you like the video. There's a ton more out there to look at, and I've only touched on the ships. That'll be the next video. Thanks for watching. This is Roger in Kansas City, and hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind.
If you don't know, you should take it slow. Are you searching?